We've been busting up some old pieces of concrete with the sledgehammer, and we were flipping them over and found a bunch of treasures like worms and roly-polies and ants. And now we're trying to ID them and see what kind they are.
Morning. So today I have a lot of work to do on my book. If you all have been following me for a long time, you might know a little bit about this. It's been such a long time that you might not. And anyone who's new probably doesn't even know what I'm talking about at all. So I don't even remember the exact dates, but more than a year ago, I'm gonna say, I was approached, it was more than a year ago, I can remember this now, by a publishing company for getting out my first book. They were interested in me creating a book surrounding basically what I'm doing here on my blog, which is simple living. So recipes from scratch and some DIYs and sewing, and just kind of a book that would have a little bit of all of that. So I worked on it throughout the year. I had kind of a goal of getting done like a certain amount per week so that I wouldn't feel stressed at the end. And when I got close to the time that my manuscript was due, the publisher called and told me that they had decided to drop the book. And it caught me completely off guard. We had signed a contract. I got an advance. I had no idea that they could do that to me. I did not know, I guess, welcome to the world of publishing books, I don't know, that if you have a contract and you work on something and it's almost done, that at the very end they can say basically, we don't want it anymore. So that was kind of a bummer because the book had been a little bit of a stressful thing to get done. And shortly after that, I approached a different publishing company that I knew a couple of friends of mine had published books through, decided I would pitch the idea to them. Well, they picked it up. It's actually a publisher that pretty sure I would rather work with just based on the reputation they have with several of my blogger friends. I've seen their work, it's very good, but they did not want the recipe portion. They just wanted to be like home, DIY, natural. So think sewing projects, homemade body projects, like my body butter, for example, but other things, candles, and just all of handmade home things. So I was kind of left with half a book, if that. Had a ton of recipes. And to make this long story short, basically now I'm at the point where my book is due, the manuscript is due May 1st. And because of selling our house and buying a house and the move, I still have a lot left to do. So the last week and the next several weeks are going to be that. I will try to get up some videos on here. I have help editing and creating some of my posts, and that will really help me get through this time. Now I plan after this to make more content, more than 2 posts per week, more than 2 videos. But right now, I feel like it's gonna be all I can do just to stay afloat and get this book done. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I've got a lot of book work to do, photography, writing, making new projects. I've got a full day. Luke's got the kids upstairs doing some homeschool time because we are basically in survival mode right now with this. So I hung and took some pictures of the linen curtains I've been working on for the book, and now I'm going to edit the photos in Lightroom on my computer. So I'm still in my not so pretty kitchen. I know a lot of you have sent me messages asking me to continue doing recipe videos, and it's so hard to do right now because the light in here is just not great, and the background's not pretty. And I hate not wasting my efforts, but knowing that in the future, I'm gonna have these videos that aren't really very high quality because the setting isn't the best. So I am doing some recipe videos, but I also don't want to put a ton of effort into it and have lower quality videos. We met with the guy that's going to help us do this kitchen. He said he can start in the beginning of May. It should take probably like a month and a half. So we conveyed the whole design to him down to every detail, and he's going to put together an estimate and then hopefully start around May 1st. So plan on tons of recipe videos. I have tons to share with you. I cannot wait to make them. But right now, our kitchen is not very functional, and it's just honestly very not motivating to make videos in here. For the sake of my business, we're getting right on renovating this kitchen, and that'll be fun for you guys to follow along with as well. Well, we just had lunch, and now Luke has all the kids outside before Micah's nap. It's like 65 degrees and sunny, and I so badly want to be out there too, but can't because I really need to get this book done. So I'm gonna work on a little project that I'm hoping will go well. A lot of times when I do projects, I don't really know how they're gonna turn out, and as I'm going, I adjust them and then have to adjust the instructions, and ultimately hope I turn out with something good to share with you all. So that's what I'm gonna do for now. Somebody ready for nap? What is in your hair? You're outside and you got something in your hair, but now it's bedtime.
We've been busting up some old pieces of concrete with the sledgehammer, and we were flipping them over and found a bunch of treasures like worms and roly-polies and ants. And now we're trying to ID them and see what kind they are. What kind do you think they are, Eli?
Cannot be carpenter. Carpenter ants are black, aren't they? Yeah.
Are those the kind we found down on that old rotten tree?
Yeah, we looked them up.
What did you think, bud?
Well, I think that can't be carpenter ants.
Not carpenter ants?
They don't look like carpenter ants.
Could you describe them to us?
Well, I'll tell you one thing about that they can sting.
They can?
And they're orange and they're big. Their sting hurts worse than normal ants. They bite. Normal ants bite too.
Right, well, I spent the afternoon sewing and photographing another project for the blog. Johanna is now making dinner, which is just going to be sandwiches because of the aforementioned survival mode. And Luke and I actually get to go on a date tonight because we've been regularly hiring my sister to come over and watch the kids while we go on a date night, which has been awesome. We've been doing that for probably a few months now. Before that, we never went on dates, and so finally able to enjoy that on a more regular basis. It's really good for us and gives us something to look forward to on really busy days like today. So I don't even know where we're gonna go. Guess it doesn't really matter. We might pick up stuff to make a chicken coop for the chickens that are all escaping, and they need to be moved outside because they're now getting huge. So maybe while we're out, we'll be productive. We'll obviously get something to eat, but we'll probably maybe also grab some lumber. I don't know what we're gonna do about that, but we need to get them out because they're flying and getting out at the moment. They're gonna be too big. So that's the plans for tonight. Thank you so much for following along with our day. I wanted to update you all on the book and what's going on with that. If you've been following me a while and know that that's going on, it's still going, and I need to get myself in gear to finish it. All right, well, thank you so much for watching this video and following along. If you're brand new, hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you following along more regularly. All right, have a good night or day or whatever it is when you get to see this. All right, bye.